the of the same real self or pure consciousness. Name in the form, place, location. This is the outermost, it is the outermost circumference. So when we get involved into the outermost level, then we cannot find what is inside it. So second level of manifestation, because it comes from the subtle body. Subtle body is the mind, intellect, memory, and ego. But the subtle body, the cause of the subtle body is the causal body. And the causal body, where all gods, many gods and goddesses manifest, including we also manifest. And behind that causal body, there is a center. That center is a center, real self, supreme consciousness, whatever we want to say. So now this is a metaphor. We have a center, and then we have first circle, the causal body, second circle is the subtle body, and the third circle is the manifestation. So you see the metaphors are identical. I'm just talking of the first 4 and 5 verses of this Ashtavakra Gita again, but in a different way, so that your mind removes all the doubts. If you go through at least 5 or 6 in the series, the mind will become pure and the mind can perceive. So what I was saying, that these metaphors are identical. I think I covered that last time also. Metaphors are identical, but we have to find which one is real and which one is unreal. So when I give you a metaphor, the center is the center of consciousness, and then we have first circle is the causal, second circle is the subtle, third is the world. It does not mean that real self is hidden behind the three. That center, that real self is all pervading. It is all pervading, and all the three layers are superimposed. So superimposed does not mean that center is hidden. The
So it's
you
like
cannot say
moonlight
the water
present
is
everywhere.
you cannot say the water is hidden in the wave. No, I don't see it. Wave is water. Problem is that I don't see it. So why I don't see it? Because darkness. What is darkness? Is ignorance. So I say the wave, water is in the wave. No, or yes. The wave is water. Water appears as a wave. Real self appears as you and me. That I am not able to see. It is always present. Without that foundation at the center, there is no manifestation of the world outside. Without the water, there is no appearance of the waves. Without the space, there cannot be any skyscraper, room, or space and location. Without the timelessness, there is no time. We see the other way. So metaphors are identical. Very good. We have created a metaphor to understand. So once we understand that metaphor, then we have to examine which one is real and which one is unreal. I give simple example. You stand before the mirror. Yes. You see your image. Yes. Your image and you are 100% identical. Identical means similar. But then we have to take another step. Who is real and who is unreal?
But
Mirror
no
image is unreal.
one from them is real.
Yeah, mirror image is unreal. And I'm standing outside the mirror, that is real, but I claim everything in the image seems to be real to me. That mirror image is ego. Now go ahead. The moment I see the mirror image is ego, and the moment I say the ego is real, the problem begins. Moment I say this body is real, the problem begins. So then we normally ask how long it will take. Then I am a non-seeker. How long it will take? Ego. Ego is asking. How long it will take? And the seeker asks how far I can go. Let me understand. Understand. Knowledge is realized in stages. Janakar was a great seeker. He read everything. He invited hundreds of masters in his kingdom. He used to listen to them. So his goal was how far he can go. Two things: how far I can go, and how long it takes. So how long it takes, the ego is still maintaining its identity in the time and the space and the effort that it puts. And how far I can go. It means I will continue the journey until I evolve and reach to that state. How can I kill that individuality, and how can I see that all the waves are nothing but the water I can see, I can feel, I can experience? There was a Canadian author. I Perhaps his name of the book is Outliers. Uh, I don't remember his name. So he did lot of he applied lot of mathematics, that who becomes the mentor and the who becomes a great expert in his own field. I'm just giving you a rough sketch. So he says something about you spend an hour daily without break. That reminds me of Patanjali's what it means by practice regular continuity. 1 hour every day for 6 years makes you an expert without break. Regularity, continuity, sincerity, commitment, 1 hour every day in any subject makes you an expert. So here the expertise means you are working on the mind. You're working on the mind means you're changing your behavior and attitude. When you are changing your behavior and attitude, it means you are applying the principles in your daily life. So when you are applying these principles, you are evolving and rising into a higher consciousness. So you reach to a point of the consciousness where it is full of the joy, peace, and happiness, and the mind says, now how far I can go, I will continue the journey. Your wrong notion drops how long it will take. Because every day you find the changes. Every day you find the changes. Even teaching and educating others, mind always looks how far you can go. Oh, you can explain this also in this way? So wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, so your mind is totally absorbed into that consciousness. And from there, it sees all our ways. This is one way, this is other way, this is the second way. And that is the process of conscious evolution and transformation in our life by the knowledge. Obviously, you continue doing the practice every day. That is, now see, in order to have an attitude of or a mental state which says how far I can go, what you are, what you need. What is that state of the mind which says how far I can go to discover permanent peace, happiness, love, and bliss? So, see that mind should not be wandering, mind should be focused. So, what do you mean by mind should be focused and mind should not be wandering? So, when the mind is wandering, you have many thoughts. Many thoughts. So, out of many thoughts, you have selective thoughts in your life. That is one pointedness. That is one pointedness of yoga and mindfulness. What is that selective thought? How far I can go? Am I aware or not? Simple thing. Not complex. How to study physics, how to manufacture a radar. You have to bring 50 employees and they work on it. Many thoughts, many programs, one project. But here, out of many thoughts, you have selective thoughts. So that selective thought means three types of thoughts. Am I a seeker? Yes, then I'm aware and I want to evolve in this challenge, in this problem, in this opportunity. That is so much present in the mind all the time. You are agitated, you realize your mistake, you withdraw yourself, you calm down because you don't want to lose the status of becoming a seeker. You don't want to be a non-seeker. Whether you have a loss, whether you have a profit, whether you have a relationship, good or bad. Many thoughts, you have a selective thought. Number one, I am a seeker. My subject matter is very clear. I want to know who am I. Third, I know the result, selective thought, end of suffering and awakening to or awaken. The entire Vedic system, including yoga, Buddhism, so the master is not saying that I should not have a single thought. Say, if you want to empty the mind, there is no thought, what you will do? Without the thought, you cannot do. Thought prompts you to act. If there is no thought, what you will do? That's the human nature. So, Master is saying you have millions of the thoughts? No. There is a in modern psychology, I think you might be aware, there is a divergent thinking and there is a convergent thinking. So what the Vedic system says is a convergent thinking. It's not divergent. You allow the mind to run to so many things. We have a selective thought. and establish a relationship between these thoughts. Am I a seeker? Goal is, now subject matter is, who am I? So is my lifestyle, is my thought and speech and action going in my life to evolve myself? Then the time comes, you wake up in the morning or you retire to your bed, your mind is constantly have these selective thoughts that drops the doership and the enjoyership in the mind. And ultimately, you're living your professional life, you're living your social life, you're living your family life, but internally, you become a great seeker. Why I started? Because you named Janaka. That is what the Janaka was doing. He was sitting in the court punishing criminals. He was aware of his economic state. He was aware of the protection of the boundaries. He had his family doing everything. To give you an example of a selectivity, and that comes by us learning and listening again and again. We are very 100% clear that I can continue doing my job in my personal, professional, social life even when I am a seeker. There is no objection, there are no opposition, there is no difference. So you named Janaka, so I remember a wonderful story about Janaka. Yajnavalkya was there and other great masters. Yajnavalkya was known as one of the 7 great masters of Vedic system. So he has written Yajnavalkya Samhita and Yajnavalkya Smriti, a lot of text. Anyhow, so a lot of these masters were present in the in the kingdom of Janaka. Janaka was listening. So one master there, one yogi was there who raised a question, how the Janaka can be a yogi? How he is living lavishly, he is enjoying all the pleasures of the world. Because that master was forced to sit at a lower chair than the chair of Janaka. Janaka was a great master. So there was a fight, and ultimately the fight come to an end. Janaka did not say anything. But the next day in the morning, Janaka said, let us go to the river where we will have, we will swim, we'll take bath, and then we will return. Yajnavalkya was a great master, and he knew that this Janaka was enlightened. So Yajnavalkya, the master, got an idea that what Janaka has planned. So all the masters went into the river. They went deep inside the river. They were taking bath. Yajnavalkya put the fire into the palace. So there was a smoke going on, and people started crying. That master who reacted against the Janaka, along with other masters, they ran out of the river and they were running towards the kingdom. Why? And Janaka kept on taking baths, taking a dip into the river. Not at all affected by the smoke. People were crying, the fire broke in the palace, and all these masters were running. When they ran to almost a kilometer, Yajnavalkya said, hold on, stop this. Look at the Janaka. He is not at all affected. His palace is on the fire. And you brought hardly 2 pairs of the cloth. You are so much attached to the cloth, you started running in order to save those 2 pairs of the cloth. That is why you are not a seeker, and Janaka was enlightened. Selective thought process. Selective thought process. To whom the knowledge of Eastern wisdom is to be given, Master is very clear to a seeker. What is that knowledge? Knowledge of the real self. Why? What is the result? Bring an end to the suffering. These 3 thoughts or questions must must be present in my mind. Must be present in my mind. So what happens? Your mind is not attached to the many thoughts. What are the many thoughts? Money will secure happiness. My honey is not talking to me. I told you this, I told you this. This woman, he remarried, and now he is a drug addict. When you married, you're okay, I'm very happy. Now you are unhappy with the same girl. So you see the selective thought process. Now you apply the selective thought process here. So when you apply the selective thought process, you drop the millions of the thoughts. That naturally stops the wandering mind. Now you are 100% clear. You are not going anywhere. Janaka said, okay, let the palace be on fire. What should I do? People are already there. They might be protecting. So the way the master started running towards the palace to save their hardly 2 pairs of clothes and 1 bowl, we do the same thing in our day-to-day life. That causes the anxiety. That causes the reaction. That causes and the moment it causes the reaction, we forget. So once we are clear to whom the knowledge is to be given to a seeker, so I know who is a seeker. What is the subject matter? Subject matter is only one. I want to know my real self. Who am I? Extend it. What is the word? Extend it. Then what is the existence? Result? So that I can think, speak, and act in that state of permanent peace and happiness, love, and wisdom. Finished. So when we start living that lifestyle, the honey becomes angry and you don't say anything. Why? 3 questions. It doesn't mean that you don't respond. You respond. So now you are not reacting, you are responding, your behavior and attitude changes. You have a minimum number of thoughts in your mind. You are not worried about how your honey relations perceive you, but you are more concerned about how you respond out of the pure consciousness. You see that once you have a selected thought process and the mind returns again and again, is it not dispassion? It is dispassion. We start thinking, oh, dispassion is such a great vairagya. Our mind starts imagining I'm sitting in the top of the Himalayas. You will die there. That is not dispassion. Dispassion has to be in the mind, not outside in any relationship. When it is in the mind, the relationship works. When it is the mind, whatever you have, you are happy, contented, and you work. You work. So you see that a lot of thoughts of worries goes away. So that is why we have a principle of dispassion. Dispassion is not, people say, okay, I will spend 1 week in a retreat. I will be in a state of dispassion. I will come back home. Then you lose dispassion. Dispassion is in the mind. Discernment, viveka and vairagya is in the mind, in the knowledge, in understanding, in being aware. Is this monitor attached to me? No, not at all. Can this monitor be ever attached to me? No and never. Can this monitor will ever keep me happy? No. Why I am attached then? Why I am attached? So when you ask this question, why I am attached? No, when you are not attached, then why should I be attached? And there is no reason to be attached. But why still I am attached? Because of non-thinking. But where the non-thinking comes? Because of ignorance. What is that ignorance? Ignorance that I do not know myself. I know myself by this monitor, by this person, by this money, by this body. So now you see many thoughts. No, selective thoughts. Many thoughts, it expands. Selective thoughts brings your mind inside. So the more and more we contemplate and reflect during the day. After 3 years, this guy today was telling me on just before your session, I have started contemplating and reflecting during the day also, and now I realize that I have hardly 2 or 3 thoughts during the day. My life has become beautiful. Selective thought. So there is another way to understand this viveka and vairagya, that I have a selective thought. They are drinking tea, yes, drink it. They're eating, eat it. Janaka was taking a bath in the river, yes, he's taking, finished. Casual, very casual. So this viveka and vairagya should not be forced to the mind. You understand it, you should be very clear, and then you'll start living your life. Yesterday your honey is crazy and he or she has a nature to be crazy. Now you have understood, you have a selective thought, I have nothing to do. It's your responsibility. You be crazy, I will remain silent. You will respond, I will also respond. That is the true nature of dispassion. It happens through the understanding. It happens because of the knowledge. Or simply many thoughts, less thoughts. What I have to do, you remain crazy. You live your life. No, but he or she is my husband. And then what? Can you change anyone? You cannot change anyone. No, but at least I can try. Okay, you try and you'll remain frustrated. But it doesn't mean that I should not respond. No trying, no attachment. And now, as the situation comes, you respond. You have a selectivity. So you evolve because you are not reacting. You evolve because you keep your endurance. You evolve because you know contentment is within me. No honey can make me happy. but still you are living together. Where is the problem? So family life, same way, personal life, professional life, social life. So what happens throughout the day, the moment you wake up in the morning until you retire to the bed? Relax, calm. Relaxed and calm. You will never experience fatigue, I tell you. You will feel more energy. So non-dispassion gives me a false sense of authority. See that I'm using the word. The non-dispassion. So why there is a non-dispassion? Because I'm not thinking. Animals are not thinking. Animals are not thinking. So two tiger brothers fight against each other for the sake of pleasure, for the sake of mating the tigress. It's a part of non-thinking. But they need not to make any effort. That's a part of the ecosystem. Tiger does not need to make an effort to build a house, to plant for a food. Forest is there. The nature has provided them. Mosquito is provided with we human beings to suck the blood. It's a part of the ecosystem. We have to make an effort. Why? To raise our awareness. Both way. Both way. So what happens? There's non-dispassion, there's not thinking. Not thinking means absence of discernment, absence of viveka. Simple. So perhaps Janaka has thought all about this. He has realized not many thoughts, selective thoughts, and let me manage the kingdom based on dispassion, viveka, and the vairagya, based on the shreyas. So I am in sadhana, I am practicing meditation 24/7, even when I am punishing someone. I am managing the money. I am maintaining my relationship. So that is why he asked the question, how dispassion is attained, how the knowledge of the self is realized, and how the freedom can be attained. Katham jnanam apnoti katham muktir bhavishyati. Vairagyam cha katham praptam etad bruhi mam prabhu. You see that? Not many thoughts, selective thought. Non-thinking, no. Thinking is always applied so that I can find out, I can separate. It is the thinking that separates me from the mirror image that I'm looking into the mirror. The real is outside the mirror. And selective thought, understanding gives me a clarity that the world is constantly changing, nothing to be attached, whether it is object, time, location, etc. So when he is asking the question how dispassion is attached, dispassion cannot be attached, cannot be attained without viveka. So it is hidden there. That is how our books are written, though each and every verse is written in a very compressed form. So once we have a clarity that yes, these three selective thoughts are there, I'm a seeker. So Ashtavakra knows this. Vakra has insight. He says, Muktimichasi chettat Vishayan. So he says, Neti Neti, negation and affirmation together. Well, when many thoughts are not there, mind is one pointed. So both are there. So should I drive many thoughts? No. So you remember I told you thought is equal to I am plus object of a thought. Object is a poison. So he's not saying thinking is a poison. See the beauty. He doesn't say thinking. But if you are thinking constantly from one subject to the second, to the third, and to the fourth, that is many thoughts. That is mind is wandering. I should have a selective thought finished. Can I become a billionaire by many thoughts? Can I be calm in many thoughts? Can I rest fully and sleep better with the many thoughts? That is the viveka. So I bring my mind back again and again. So what Muktimichasi Chittat? Very beautiful. The master says, not that you stop thinking, but you strip, you remove the objects from that thought when it comes. That is negation. So negation is not an effort. It's a recognition. It is an awareness. Want to go deeper? Let us go deeper. Whether you say thought or experience is also equal to I am plus object. Let us take an experience first. I am happy is equal to, it is a thought, is equal to I am plus happiness. Happiness with reference to any object. So now what is I am? I am is equal to I am happy thought minus happiness. What is left is I am. No, it's confusing. No, it's not confusing. Why it is not confusing? I am happy comes from the mind, and experience of happiness is also living in the mind. Did you understand? I am in pain is equal to I am plus pain. Where I experience the pain? In the mind. From where the thought comes? In the mind. So I am is equal to mind minus mind. Mind is gone and I am there. That is the power of negation. It is because of this we have to negate. Any thought comes, oh, is equal to I am plus. You just become aware. My honey is crazy. Very good. This is a good thought. Is equal to I am plus craziness. So that object craziness and the thought that my honey is crazy, both are from the mind. I am is equal to minus minus. Thank you. Remain crazy. Who cares? I am not going to be crazy. I am not going to invoke my mind. So whether you say it is an experience is equal to I am plus an object, thought is equal to I am consciousness plus object. So negation means I deleted mind by the mind itself. So when I deleted mind minus mind, What is left? The knower, the I am, the consciousness. But in order to keep the mind on the same path, Ashtavakra says what? Chama javam dayatosham piyushval. Now affirmation, forgiveness. You forgive yourself not to react. You forgive yourself to move from a non-thinking to a thinking, to be aware. And he says, you made my life crazy. So I move from non-thinking to a thinking that no one can make anyone's life crazy. You are very clear, you have a knowledge, you say to your honey, thank you very much, you are right. So you see, you look into this. So we are not moving towards the impurities of the mind. To maintain that purity of awareness, forgiveness, simplicity, kindness, contentment has to be there in the mind, so that we can return again and again and again with selective thoughts. If you don't have these traits in the mind will become wandering, distracted. It will move into the non-thinking, and that non-thinking will ask you, the non-thinking, impulsive mind, instinctive mind. So the same mind will create a problem and the same mind will ask a solution, which is not possible. So we keep on doing the practice again and again and again with a wrong understanding, with a delusion, and we fall into problem. So this is totally a new way to understand negation. Negation is not negative. You drive from your workplace to your home. You don't drive to your neighbor's home. Even the neighbor's home is just next to your home. So that is negation. You drop the neighbor's home. From many thoughts to selective. Either you understand. And it has to happen every day in all your life. Not concern. In India, we normally say that every husband feels that the neighbor's wife is more beautiful than his wife. It's a good, always use it. Many thoughts. Wandering mind. Wandering mind, simple. Non-thinking, impulsive nature. You can add lot of words here. So we are negating which is not required, which is worthless. When I negate them, then it will give me calmness. That is why I am negating. It's nothing to react, nothing to fight, nothing to struggle. Clarity should be there. So when we have that clarity, that is why, you see, Mukti Michasi, you want liberation, freedom. Drop the objects. We are clear. Drop the objects. Like a poison. And cultivate. Why to cultivate? To keep the mind on a track of selective thought. To keep the mind pure. We can use different words. Chama, Daya, Arjavam, Tosham, Piyush, Vadbhaj. So it is not that we are kind to be recognized and to get a prize from the society. That's why I'm kind. That's why I have forgiveness. That's why I have contentment. That's why I donate. No. for myself. Being kind to others and forgiveness to others, I am forgiving myself not to fall back into the delusion. Once the mind settles into this awareness and this understanding, my friend, I tell you, your life will change. You'll become totally carefree in the world. It doesn't mean that you stop working. You work with a greater force, with a greater creativity. So then the master says, then the master goes out from where we have started our today's understanding. Na prithvim, na jalam, na agnir. Why you, na bhavan? I am a witness, I am a knower of everything happening in the world around me, in my family, in my personal, professional, social life. I am a witness. I am a witness of the doer and the enjoyer in me. I am not the doer and enjoyer. Everything is happening because of Sato Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna. The gravitational force, you are an engineer, does not make me fall. My mistake makes me fall on the ground. Look at it. The air that is present in the atmosphere does not prevent me to breathe in and out. It is my mistake.
Yeah.
That mistake is ignorance, error. Why should I do that mistake? But if I am not a knower, if I am not a witness, then there is a problem. Then I am attached to it. You are responsible. You shouted, so cup fell from my hand. Okay, shouting makes the cup fall into the ground. I can understand that. Because, see that every moment. So when I become aware of that nothing is responsible outside for my mistake, it is my non-thinking, it is many thoughts, it is the wandering mind, I return and become aware. Not only during meditation, but in relationship to my honey, family, personal, professional, social life. I find that I'm the knower, I'm a witness to this world that is constantly moving. So in that movement, body is also moving. The food rearranged is your body. Food rearranged in a different way is my body. Where is the difference? Go a little deeper. Mind reorganized in a particular way is your mind. In another way is my mind. There is no difference at all. You are whiter than me, your body, because of pigmentation. We know. Simple reason, pigmentation.
Yes, but my mind have to start thinking like your mind.
Yes, selective thought. Selective thought, you see. Selective thought. So that is what the master says. Yadi deham prathak pratya chiti vishramya tishtasi. So now if I revise it, Do you have many thoughts or selective thought? No, I have selective thought. What is those thoughts? I constantly see myself with the knowledge while thinking, speaking, and acting that I am a seeker. Very good. So I'm a seeker, and then what the seeker is seeking? The seeker is seeking the who am I? No, but why you are seeking? You are already happy. You have a lot of money. No, no, I'm seeking for what is the result? I'm seeking permanent peace and happiness, love and wisdom. Very good. So the master says, do you understand the object? Thought cannot be created without an object, and thought is equal to, or experience is equal to consciousness plus object. Okay? So every time, every moment you play with this formula, I am is equal to thought minus object or experience minus an object. So that works like a negation. You are negating the mind by mind. So when you negate at the same time, now you maintain your awareness with that selective thought. So the master says in the beginning, find out that kindness, kshama, forgiveness, contentment, simplicity in day-to-day life. So negation and affirmation continues. That starts changing your behavior and attitude. You find some result in your daily living. Then the master says, you are a witness, you are a knower, you are not a known. These 5 elements created the entire universe of name, form, gender, people, things, etc. etc. You are simply a witness, you are not a matter, you are consciousness. Simple. Now I have understood. Oh, when you have already understood, you have a discernment and dispassion in your mind. The mind now perceives everything with dispassion and discernment. Now the mind doesn't color. Why the mind does not color? Because why the mind does not color? Because it has the viveka and vairagya. So even while listening, at this moment, you become aware that you are not the body. That is the meaning that you are separating yourself from you. How can you separate physically your body from yourself? Yadi deham prathak krati. You cannot separate physically. You are gone. Then who will discover the real self? So when through the knowledge I separate myself from the body. Now see, the language has a limitation. Language cannot express what is real self. So when we say that you separate yourself from the body, the knowledge says that I'm already not the body. Hence, I'm separate from the body. It is the knowledge. When you want to separate milk from the water, then put it into the machine, wait it. But here the process is not done. Practice needs to not be done. So when I have a previous understanding of selective thought process, viveka, vairagya, negation, affirmation, I'm a knower. Now that knower knows that I'm already different from the body. I'm not the body. So when I'm not the body, my dear friend, where the mind will go, because body is the servant of the mind. Mind is not going anywhere. That mind is settled inside. Settled inside means mind minus mind. Experience minus experience. Experience minus object. Thought minus an object of the thought. Any way you can put it. What is left? I am conscious. Chiri Vishramitishtaji. Now mind is settled inside, sitting inside. Means mind merges into the consciousness. It does not create any duality. That is the meaning. Then what is the result? Adhunaiv sukhi shanta bandha mukto bhavishyasi. You are in peace and happiness. When? Here and now. It doesn't say after the practice. Adhunaiv. Adhunaiv means here and now, at present. Adhunaiv sukhi shantah. Adhunaiv. Here and now you are peace and happiness. Bandha mukto bhavishyati. Bhavishyasi. Bandha mukto. You are free from all the bondage. Here and now. That here and now is timelessness. Here and now is timelessness. That is why he says freedom from the bondage. So you are free from the bondage. Look at it. So especially the first 5 or 6, I don't know. Maybe the 5 or the 6 last 6 or 7 sessions, it covers the main message. Natvam vipradiko varno nashrami nakchagochara. Again, are you there? The next verse, the Ashtavakra speaks. Are you there? Do you know that knower knows that you are not the body? Yes, I know. Mind is not jumping on any object. Even if it is jumping, I know. It has nothing to do with me. Yes. Okay. Now go out with that purity of the mind. What do you think you are? Now I'm an engineer. No, it's a label. Now it becomes very clear for you to recognize that. Now I'm a husband. No, I'm not a husband. It's a negation, but that negation comes with the love, with the care, with awareness, with clarity, with the knowledge. Natham vipradiko. No, you don't belong to any age, system, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra in ancient times. So here we can say husband, wife, daughter, son, professional, IT, engineer, etc., etc. No, I'm none of them. So why you said you are none of them? You de-superimposed, you de-hypnotized your mind. Oh, then asangosi. So what I recognize, asangosi. I am a consciousness that is non-attached, neither attached nor asangosi, nirakaro. Now I reach to a point where I say I am formless, consciousness, without name in the form. Vishwasakshi Sukhi Bhava. I am a witness of the world, and this entire world is a superimposition like the waves on the water, like the blueness on the sky, like the water in the mirage. Oh, Vishwasakshi, I'm the witness of the world. First, I started becoming a knower and a witness, and then that when I'm a witness to this body and the mind, I'm a witness to the entire world. So Ashtavakra says, are you a witness? Yes. Then are you happy? Yes. Are you there? Yes. Janaka perhaps might have said yes, 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 yes. So we will restart with the fifth one so that it becomes more clear.